Hey everyone, I'm Crystal Jagrup, the founder of Book of Bijou, a line of chic and innovative jewelry storage. And in 2022, we expanded into our Empowered by Women platform to create a centralized space to really focus on our mission of women empowerment and community over competition. It really truly does fill my cup to be surrounded by all of you incredible women entrepreneurs. You guys fuel me with so much more motivation to continue doing what I'm doing. And your energy that you bring to me and our platform on a daily basis is truly unmatched. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here with me today. Before we jump into the episode, please make sure that you are subscribed and following us on whichever platform you're tuning in with us today, and sharing your favorite episodes with your fellow business babes or female founders so we can continue growing our platform and furthering our mission. So today we're going to talk about the buildup of how we came to the Empowered by Women directory. I know I've been mentioning it in all of our latest episodes, so I really wanted to give you guys a little bit of background. This is probably just going to be a quick video. I honestly didn't even prep for this video. I kind of wanted it to just flow really naturally, because that's really how everything has been going so far. All the things that I've been doing in my business have been such a natural progression, which is something that I absolutely love, and it makes me feel so much more aligned with what I'm doing because none of it feels forced. So let's take it back. All right, you guys already know that I founded Book of Bijou. That was in August of 2021 that it launched. The idea of Book of Bijou actually happened in August of 2020. So it came full circle a year later. We launched for pre-orders, and for those of you that know, it's been kind of a nightmare with manufacturing. We're still trying to iron out a handful of wrinkles. That is for a whole nother day, a whole nother video. But basically there was this pretty long waiting period. I mean, I'm still kind of in a waiting period with our manufacturing, but in that time, since I launched Book of Bijou, I already knew that I wanted to go into the business supporting other small business owners. Some of you may know that I've always considered or thought that I would become an entrepreneur since high school. I thought I was going to go into fashion design. That's honestly where I thought my path was going to lead me. Thought I was going to go to FITM, but my mom actually had different plans for me. So I went down the regular college route. I got my degree in business administration, but had my focus in entrepreneurship again, because I knew very strongly that that was the path that I was destined to be on. So I did a bunch of other things where it kind of felt like I was doing my own thing. Like I sold Stella and Dot for 5 years or so. Anyone that has been kind of like a consultant, or not a consultant, but like a independent contractor for one of those types of businesses, a multi-level marketing business, it's essentially like you own your own business. You're making your own schedule, you are doing your own marketing, and you're finding your own leads, and you're really taking something that's been pre-packaged for you and making it your own. Again, multi-level marketing, a whole nother video. We can definitely talk about it. I know there's some extreme opinions about multi-level marketing. I, for one, am all for it. I love the opportunity that it gives to individuals. Again, another video, so we won't dive too deep into it. But I sold Stella and Dot for several years. I started a YouTube channel where I was sharing DIYs, and again, I just wanted something of my own. I wanted something creative. I wanted something that I can have control in and control the direction of it. And I felt like all of these things led me to Book of Bijou, but having that experience of having my own thing, and with Stella and Dot, of being surrounded by so many incredible women that also are so ambitious and want to have their own thing. When I created Book of Bijou, I just wanted to dive back into that space and be surrounded by all of those incredible women again. So from a business aspect, it was a win-win situation, because with Book of Bijou, we sell our own line of jewelry storage, but we don't actually manufacture or sell our own jewelry. So what I started doing, so it was half, my goal to support other businesses, but it was also half a great marketing tactic to leverage other people's businesses, because I was starting from scratch. I had a zero 0-person platform. Okay, so what we started doing was connecting with other women-owned businesses or small jewelry brands that happen to be women-owned. It's just kind of the typical ownership of jewelry brands that are out there. They're typically women-owned. And so it kind of just immediately fell into that pattern of me specifically supporting women-owned businesses. And so I started hosting these joint giveaways where I could connect with these women, leverage their audience, but also start building that community of people, of women in entrepreneurship that I can connect with. I've said it before, I know millions of people have said it before, but entrepreneurship can be really lonely. So I really wanted to start building my network back into this community. So those joint giveaways is really where it started. From there, I didn't like how superficial and temporary those relationships seemed. I was still longing a deeper connection, right? Doing a joint giveaway, it's initiating that conversation. It's initiating, that relationship to start building my network. But I have this genuine desire to really get to know these women. So what I started doing was doing these interviews. And I would just interview not everyone that I did giveaways with, but the people that I felt a connection with and that I felt I could grow an even deeper connection with. So I started picking women that I loved their energy, I felt really drawn to, I felt really connected to, and I just decided to do interviews with them. I had absolutely no intention of creating like a regular weekly podcast or YouTube series, which is what it has turned into. It was just my genuine desire to get to know these women and to again have that camaraderie between my peers that I kind of had to create for myself, right? That we have to do as entrepreneurs, because it's not like your typical workplace where you go into an office every day. You're surrounded by all of these people that are doing the same things that you're doing, and you're like forced to kind of build that relationship. As an entrepreneur, you have to put yourself out there. You have to be willing and wanting to make that connection. And sometimes you got to be the one to take that first step. So that's what I was trying to do. And going back to our manufacturing and our waiting period, in that time frame, although it was not great for Book of Bijou, where we had to wait for our manufacturing and seeing what was happening with that, it was great for what became Empowered by Women. Because in that time, I didn't just sit back and twiddle my thumbs like, oh my God, like, what am I gonna do? My manufacturing is taking forever. Like, I have nothing to do. I'm just gonna sit here and wait and hope for a miracle. I used that time and I refocused my energy to, again, building these connections with other women. And I asked myself, like, okay, what can I do? I've been doing these joint giveaways, which is great. I was slowly building my platform over on the Book of Bijou side. And I started interviewing some of these women, which was always so much fun to just get to sit down and chat with them, get to know their stories, which is also kind of a really great way to figure out strategies for your own business, right? So even though the initial draw to interviewing them was to get to know them better and to get to know their stories better, there was that cherry on top that it's like, oh, I could listen to their strategies, how they built all of their incredible businesses, and see what I can take from their stories and apply it to my own to build my own business. So again, we were in that waiting period. I did the giveaways, I did the interviews, and I asked myself, what can I do next? What can I do next to continue supporting these women? I had already established, our core brand values, and two of those things were women empowerment and community over competition. I 100% believe that there is more than enough to go around. There are literally billions of people on this planet, and to feel like there is only room for one specific business or one specific person is insanity. We really do need to stick with that abundance mindset, and that's where all of the beauty and the growth lies. So I had already checked off kind of the virtual getting to know people and surrounding myself with these women virtually by doing these interviews and by connecting with people on social media, following them and DMing them and what have you. But I wanted to take it a step further, and it just made sense. Like, how do you get a bunch of women in business all together in one place? A vendor fair or a pop-up shop, right? A little market. And these are always things that I've loved going to. I grew up in Alameda, which is in California, for those of you who don't know. And we always yearly have a bunch of markets down on Park Street, the main little downtown street. And so I figured, you know what, why not just host my own? And another little cherry on top was that I could be a vendor at my own market, right, with Book of Bijou. So I started planning that, and at that time when I had decided to create this market, we still only had our Book of Bijou Instagram. But I knew if I'm gonna have a market, I really need to start marketing this market. I really need to promote it. I really need to keep sharing and posting about it. And on our Book of Bijou feed, we would occasionally sprinkle in some women empowerment things, like some really inspiring quotes by women and things like that. But I didn't want to overtake our Book of Bijou feed, right, with markets and things like that. So that's where Empowered by Women came in. So at the very beginning of 2022, we launched our Empowered by Women Instagram, and that's when I started going like, okay, we're going to really build up this platform. And I got really excited about it because it no longer felt like I had to just do it very like little by little, I guess. I don't know. I feel like there's a phrase, but I can't think of it right now. But with Book of Bijou, I had to be very mindful of how much of that women empowerment stuff I was throwing into our feed. At least that's how I felt, because I didn't want to take away too much from the product and the brand. Creating a separate platform for Empowered by Women where I can just constantly throw things in there about all of these inspiring women and have it be a consistent source for other women in entrepreneurship to come and feed off that energy and to just indulge in all of this inspiring content, that really like fueled my fire. So we hosted our first annual Women's Empowerment Market in Martinez, California. I was honestly a little bit nervous about it. It turned out to be a huge success, which I could not be more grateful for. I went above and beyond for this market, you guys. I do plan on creating a separate video for how I got my market to be such a great success, but I had people raving about it afterwards, which made me feel so good. The vendors, a handful of vendors, were saying that it was one of their most successful markets. We had 20 women-owned vendors. We had so many people come out and shop with us, and it was incredible. And from there, I feel like that's where we really kind of established our reputation. Like, okay, Empowered by Women is something to look out for. I feel like that was our real first mark. And kind of since that market, I've had several people, entrepreneurs and not, reach out to me for vendor recommendations, or just like family and friends just asking me like, oh, do you know any people that sell like these candles, or do you know any people that sell like these kinds of jewelry, or whatever the case may be. But with these people constantly asking me like, do you have any vendor recommendations? Do you know anybody that sells this? I thought to myself, anytime that I was looking for someone, I would go down this never-ending Instagram hashtag rabbit hole, and I would like click on a market that happened near me and start looking at who they have reposted that were a part of their markets. I would start clicking on that person, seeing who they're connected with, going down hashtags, clicking on all of these different markets or specific like API owns or small or Bay Area small business hashtags, things like that, trying to find specific vendors and people that I wanted to connect with and people that I wanted to support and people that other people were looking for. Like maybe I wanted a plant person that was near me, but I could only find people that were so far and obviously would not be attending any of my markets in the near future. So Again, natural progression. What was the next step? What can I do about this? I've always been very detail-oriented and solution-driven, and I love brainstorming. So when that question popped into my head, like, there gotta be an easier way, I was dead set on figuring out the easier way. What can I do to provide these people with an easier solution to connect with the woman that they're looking for? And so that is how the Empowered by Women directory was formed. Again, sticking with that whole like year pattern, the ideation of Book of Bijou happened in August 2020, and then we launched for pre-orders in August of 2021. Same thing kind of happened with Empowered by Women, right? We launched our Instagram in January of 2021. No, January of 2022. And then 1 year later, we launched the Empowered by Women directory. So this directory, our mission is two-pronged. The first, really to make it so much easier for our communities to connect and support and work with local women that are in all kinds of products and service-based businesses, whether you're looking to shop, whether you're looking to collaborate with someone, whether you need some small business support, anything like that. We want to create the biggest directory so that you could easily be like, I want to find, a Filipino jewelry maker in my area. I would love to support people in my community, and you can do that. We wanted to create, by we I mean me, I wanted to create something that was super user-friendly. I looked around at different directories and marketplaces that were out there, and there was kind of a lot going on for me, and I wanted to really simplify it. And there was also kind of a lack of diversity, which I think has gotten better over the years, of course, but I still wanted to see what I can do in that regard. And so our search features are super user-friendly and they're incredibly inclusive. I found a common theme with other directories and marketplaces to have somewhat diverse search features. Maybe they would have an AAPI-owned search feature, and maybe they would have a Black-owned search feature. But the options were very limited. And sometimes those options were just thrown in with like the product search options. And you couldn't say, I wanna find like a florist, a Black-owned florist near me. It was either a florist or a Black-owned business. And I really wanted those specific features to be a part of our directory. We've also expanded it to more than just ethnicity. You can search by mom-owned. Maybe Mother's Day is gonna be in May. Maybe you wanna support all mom-owned businesses that day, or family-owned businesses, or military or veteran-owned businesses. This is why when small businesses apply to be a part of our directory, we do have an other option when it comes to choosing their type of ownership. So if we do have a category, or if we don't have a category that they identify themselves as, then we can add that in to really increase our diversification and make it even more inclusive than it already is. This is not just a Bay Area based directory. We do have people from out of state, and we 100% want to continue growing nationwide. Again, we do want to be the go-to place for our communities to find women in business. So for those of you that have already joined, thank you so much for being a part of it. Thank you so much for seeing my vision, believing in my vision, believing in me. Honestly, it kind of still blows my mind every single time I have someone apply to become a member. And it truly means the world, because I see that you trust the vision, and I see how excited you are about the vision just as much as I am, and that really does make me feel like I'm on the right path and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. For those of you that have not yet joined yet or haven't really looked into it yet, please do check it out. It really is a passion project of mine, and it's something that I absolutely will continue to work to build to be kind of the greatest thing out there. In terms of searching for women to own businesses, we are looking for both product and service-based businesses. As long as you are US based and majority women owned, we want you in our directory, we offer 2 different tiers. So there's the basic membership, and then we have our VIP membership. Kind of going back to when we launched, we actually had our basic membership not as basic. I was kind of trying to see like, what else can I add to this basic membership or to our regular membership to really add value to it. And then I realized, you know what? People might not need a bunch of added value. Maybe they want to be listed just to be listed, because there are so many other great communities focused on women out there. And I get it that you all might be a part of some of those communities already, and you might not need to or want to join in on any other communities right now or have the funds to do so. Obviously, as a small business, I get it. And that was really the second prong of our mission, to create a directory and a marketing platform that really was feasible for small businesses in a financial sense. Again, looking at all these directories and marketplaces that already exist, the prices can be a little bit high. And a lot of small businesses have 0 to very, very little marketing budget, and I get that. So instead of me focusing on what can I add to the regular membership, I actually took it down a notch and I lowered the price. Within our first month, I kind of went back and forth because I was like, I don't know how that's gonna look. But if you take it back to my first video of the year where I was talking about creating your most authentic year yet, it really went back to what felt right to me and what aligns with my mission. And again, my mission was not only to create the go-to place for communities to connect, easily connect, and support women in their area, but it was also to provide a financially feasible place for small businesses to come and be marketed and have that extra place, that extra platform to really build their brand visibility at an affordable price. So to me, it made sense and I went with it. I am so glad that I did. I feel like it resonated with a lot of people. And it also kind of took some stuff off of my plate because I wasn't even worrying about what I can add to that regular membership. We just made it, we cut it down to the very bare bones. So for $9.99 a month, which is like cheaper than sponsoring a post on Instagram for a day and a half, for the whole month, $9.99 a month to be listed on our directory. And I am the type of girl, you know that quote that's like, surround yourself with women that will say your name in a room of opportunity? I am that girl for you, all right? If you are in my head, if I know you, I know of you, I will shout your name from the rooftop and tell people about you. Okay, so that is what I'm doing for even just our regular members. Then we have our VIP membership, which is $19.99 a month. That's where we're really trying to add more and more value. So we already have some really amazing exclusive discounts for our VIP members. We're working to build our list of official Empowered by Women brand partners. Right now we have Inventora, which is a inventory management system co-founded by a husband and wife duo. Really cute. And then we also have Forward Female, which is a coaching and creative agency. And another one going live very soon. It might possibly be live by the time this video goes live, which will provide a special discount for packaging. And if you guys are in the product business, we all know packaging is an essential. So we are really looking to partner with brands that can really propel your business forward. Our VIP membership also offers discounts to our markets and any events that we plan on having in the future, which will consist of networking events as well as virtual events and incredible panels full of women entrepreneurs, obviously. And I'm looking to launch an app so it's going to be easier for us to connect with each other. I basically just want to create like a group chat. That's why it's called the Girl Boss Talk Forum, because it's like girl talk, but with girl bosses, right? Because you can't really chat entrepreneurial things with just with just anybody. Sometimes your friends and family, they don't get it. All right, well, I think that's all I have for you. This video definitely went longer than I planned. Clearly, I'm very passionate about what I'm doing, but if you haven't checked out the directory, please do so. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear your feedback. If you want to apply to start your listing, you can find all of the details on our website under the Apply tab. It's a two-part application process. I will link it down below, but you can find it at www.empoweredbywomen.com/apply-directory. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to slide into my DMs on Instagram. I'm super active on there and would be so happy to chat. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much for sticking around with me. I hope to see you on our directory, and I will chat with you again next week.